All right. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is my name and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. And let's continue to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And we're here to obviously reveal to you why the Manuel Ugarte deal is really delaying. And this is the hint has been given to us by Duncan Castles, credible journalist who works for, I think, writes for the Times, and he rarely puts out these stories, but each and every time he obviously puts out a story, just know there is a sense of truth in it. So let's see close to 200 likes much in this video, and we will be here to obviously let you know what the world is all about. So we are here to bring you the latest news about Manchester United. Eric Ten Hag is going to speak about how Man United is supposed to improve, and then we'll see what else we can obviously surprise you with in the due course of this video. We thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum, and let's obviously start it off in here for you. Now, we are here to obviously get to inform you that United want to sign Manuel Ugarte, but there is a very huge blocking factor, and it has gone ahead to be revealed to us by Duncan Castles. He has told us that one of the reasons why the Manuel Ugarte deal is being delayed is something of a battle of egos between Nasser Al-Khalifi and Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Now, Khalifi Nasser is the president of PSG, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe is the president or minority owner of Manchester United. And remember, they know each other because the owners of clubs in France do hold what we call either Zoom meetings, also and so on and so forth, so to it that everything really comes to pass. And in the line of business they do, maybe they might have gone ahead to obviously do the needful and really clash a little bit, and their clashing has gone ahead to cost the club of Manchester United, because as we speak right now, it has gone ahead to affect this deal, because PSG is like, we want to show supremacy. You understand? We want to show supremacy. And Man United is like, you're not going to bull us. So egos are really causing this deal not obviously get where it's supposed to be. And that is the problem as to why this deal is really not happening. But all is moving in the right direction. And United are like, this is what we want. This is our stand. And PSG is like, this is our stand. And I think the only positive into this deal, the only positive bit in this deal is all about the presence of the agent of a player called Manuel Ugarte, that is George Mendes. With his seniority, I think he has gone ahead to obviously cultivate, a lot on both sides to see that these two people come to a pass. We've gone ahead to get in contradicting stories. You can hear other journalists calling in for PSG, demanding for money instantly, and then the likes of Fabrizio Romano have been like, no, the loan is really going to happen, and United are really willing to buy the player on loan with an obligation to buy. So those egos are really trying to stop this deal, but all we know is that it will come to pass. A lot will come to pass, and United have gone to identify their man. And I like it a little bit when we are really bossing other teams and trying to obviously be egoistic, because sometimes you have to really do all what it takes to push and see on what kind of money what kind of money a deal can be agreed, because you might be there and PSG might even go low, you get. And that is what Manchester United is really working a lot to obviously do into the mix. So as it stands, the egos of Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the president Nasser El Khalifi are really causing problems in here. But we're here to let you know that we all know that a deal will be struck, a common ground will be found, and this deal will obviously be given a green pass. Remember, Sir Jim is not actively involved into this, but they can hold talks at the CEO level, you get, not the CEO, at the ownership level of the clubs, because Al Khalifi owns PSG and Sir Jim owns 25% of Manchester United, minority stake owner for the club of Manchester United. So in the due course of them talking, then they'll come up with a common ground of this deal happening, because the recruitment team of Manchester United, as revealed to us by Duncan Castles, feels that Manuel Ugarte's ability to press and win the ball is very important with the way they want to play. Obviously, if you are a person who's going to watch Manuel Ugarte, he wins more duels and is a fighter. His mobility is out of this world. And even after he wins the ball, his progressive passing is really great. And there are players that are really next to him that can help him really offload those duties from him after really winning those balls, like Lisandro Martinez, good pass of the ball, Bruno Fernandes, good pass of the ball, and a player called Kobe Mainoo, meaning that if he wins that ball, he will help the club of Manchester United really give it to the people around him. I've gone ahead to see people saying that United would have gone ahead to get in a player between Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes, but they are forgetting one thing, that we are lacking another CDM. Casemiro is good, but he cannot really be trusted because you never know when he's really going to be breaking down. But the reason as to why the club wants this guy are really known now, because of his mobility and the way he presses and he wins those balls. And I believe if at all he comes in through and settles in well for the club of Manchester United, then the rest is really going to be history, right? Then we are having a story of Duncan Castles. Again, he says that Ugarte's agent had a conversation with PSG on Wednesday night to update on the situation, and that United have explored alternative deals. They've explored the parameters of bringing Frank de Jong and would be happy to sell, and Barcelona will be happy to sell him, but salary involved is immense, over 20 million euros. Now, United have shown us that the only player they need is Manuel Ugarte, because options were there. Sander Berge has even gone ahead to be unveiled as a player for the side of West Ham, and United is not yet moved. That is it. United is not yet moved. They are still clinging on to where they've always gone ahead to be. All they want is to see to it that they sign a player known as Manuel Ugarte, and I think all their pointers are really doing great. Sometimes I hate it when we put all our eggs in one basket, but I tell you, for Manuel Ugarte, United are like, we are getting in a priority. Like they did on every position they are really interested in to get in their priority. They are doing the same thing on Manuel Ugarte. They want the player to come in through and obviously be the first choice central midfielder for the club of Manchester United. And I told you, him coming in through is another way of really sending Casemiro out of the team. You understand? Because United believe that they should move on Casemiro, but no club is willing to take him because of his astronomical wages, £350,000 a week. Now, how do you push Casemiro out of the team? Get in Manuel Ugarte and play Casemiro on the bench. We all know what Casemiro did during the Community Shield when we found ourselves in a position of really when he found himself in a position of not being named in the starting 11 for the club of Manchester United. And guess what happened? The manager, Casemiro, said that he had really an injury. He had to note it that he was fit, and he was really annoyed. This was really evidenced even when Manchester United had a party after winning the FA Cup. He was there for 15 minutes and fled for his holiday with his family, meaning that if you want to force Casemiro out of the club of Manchester United, deny him enough playing time, all right? He will obviously knock on the exit door and say, I'm pushing to leave, because he wants to be part of the Brazilian national team that is going to be playing in the World Cup of 2026, 2 years from now, of which he can obviously be one of those important players into that team. That is Carlos Casemiro. So United are like, let's get in Ugarte and push him out, because his contract is now left with 2 years plus a further optional year, and they're like, if he can really save if he can really leave for one season, that means they would have gone ahead obviously see to it that Man United saves £1.4 million per month. That is how much. That is £14 million. Then add on they will be saving like £17 million annually if at all he leaves, meaning that they would have gone ahead obviously offload him well from the squad of Manchester United. So I really anticipate that United are really putting their eggs in the same basket, though it's really bad, but they have a plan of using Ugarte to obviously get Casemiro. And it's going to be hard for Casemiro to get into the team, I tell you. And I think we'll be starting games in the UEFA Europa League and so on and so forth, But these other moments, I think he'll find himself really in what we call a very, very, very bad situation. And he'll find himself screwed up and he'll leave because he wouldn't like to be treated as a worn-out player. You understand? That is it. Yet he's always as fit as a fiddle, because for him, he's really fit. But good enough is he has gone ahead to start off the season very well. And you never know, the club might change their thoughts about Casemiro and they might be like, yeah, he's worth the amount of money that Manchester United has always gone ahead to obviously pay him on a weekly basis. Then we are having a Ten Hag. He said we have to improve. He's talking about the game of today against Brighton. There are elements that we have to be better. We did a good analysis of the game against Fulham and we worked all week on some problems. We gave them solutions, but we also focused on our strength. So one of the things that Ten Hag, I think, when I tell these players is how we behaved in the first 20 minutes of the game, how we let Fulham run over us like that. We are not in control of the game, not until I think the 20th minute when we obviously started to be in control of the game. And I think that is one of the things that Erik Ten Hag hates and doesn't like, because you can't tell me that Fulham at Old Trafford would obviously treat us like that. And I think he was pissed about it. But obviously we had the better chances, we created more chances, and we looked at a much more better team than them. But that was Old Trafford, meaning that when you're playing away at Brighton, you wouldn't like to give a team like the chances we gave to the side of Fulham. That is it. And that's what he's talking about. And he says that they also concentrated onto their strength. And the strength points are the press. The high press of Manchester United gave us a record of a team that is going to hit to win most balls in the final third of the opponent. You get? Meaning that we should keep that at that level. Secondly, our strength, quick passing, right? United showed some quick passes into that game, and every time we pass on, we got the ball, he never really did very many touches on the ball to obviously break down the opponent, meaning that we need to see that happen. The other strength is keeping a clean sheet. We kept a clean sheet against Fulham, and we should keep one at Brighton. Though I went in for a 3-2 win, but I know a clean sheet is really possible. That is it. And the other positive is Mazraoui debut, and he's going to be playing his game for the club of Manchester United. He should put himself in a better position because he's going to be facing one of the deadliest players, that is Mitoma, who is really good at taking off players. And I know he has been watching clips of Mitoma, and now he knows how Mitoma dribbles. And this is a guy who went ahead to qualify and really get a bachelor's degree into taking off players in Japan. That is Mitoma. So he's really highly qualified, and he's a quality player when it comes to taking off players, and he does it day in, day out. That is Brighton. And remember, Brighton went ahead to win their game away at Everton by 3-0. And Fabian, their manager, is 31 years of age and is coming in through to really face Erik Ten Hag, who is, I think, 51, 52 years of age at this juncture as we speak right about now. So, guys, that is it about the game of Fulham. Sorry, the game of Brighton is going to be coming in through, and I believe that I'll be bringing you what we call the match day live. After the match day live, we'll obviously be bringing you the latest news and information as far as everything is really concerned. Now, let me show you how the players of United prepared for the game of Brighton. That is Lisandro Martinez, obviously coming in through at Carrington. Then Mason Mount and Anthony laughing. Mason Mount is one of those that, to me, he never looked good, but the stats really showed us that he was really a very nice looking player into the mix. Then at Hill Bendeyear, John Evans and Scott McTominay. I don't think that any of those will start, but I tell you, Bendeyear will obviously find himself in a position of obviously starting in the UEFA Europa League games this time round. It won't be Andre Onana. Then Mazraoui comes in through to obviously step onto the training ground, man who looked like he has been playing for Manchester United for the last decade. Then Joshua Zirkzee and Mazrui, these people are really friends, you know. They were at Bayern Munich by at a certain point, ex-Mazrui, Matthias de Ligt, and Zirkzee. But Zirkzee left them for Bologna, and finally, that trio has gone ahead to reunite at Old Trafford. That is Joshua Zirkzee for you. Then these are the three players that I believe the future, or these are the three players who make the future of Manchester United safe. I believe our future is in safe hands. Kobbie Mainoo, Garnacho, Amadi Diallo. I tell you, this is the future. When you add on Rasmus Højlund, Lenny Yoro, I tell you, that is the future of Manchester United, and it's in safe hands. All those have traits of really becoming world-class players at Manchester United. Then this is Matthias de Ligt, obviously, man who came in and played, I think, like 15 minutes before the end of the game, and we never know whether he's really going to be getting his full debut today as we are playing the side of Brighton. Obviously, he has better aspects than Harry Maguire, but will the manager find it the right moment, obviously, usher him to the team of Manchester United? He might be, because United is going to be playing Liverpool next weekend, and the manager will be like, I want to press Liverpool and play high line, but if I'm not having another defender who is really fast, then I can't do it because Maguire is slow. But Matthias de Ligt gives you that ultra quickness into the game. Then Harry Maguire, obviously he looked good against Fulham, and he was really training at Carrington. Then Amadi Diallo and Alejandro Garnacho, obviously doing the dribbles. Now, these are the rendos that we're doing before they obviously fled or really traveled to Brighton. And this is Marcus Rashford and Ruud van Nistelrooy obviously having a chat. And by the way, I want to see Marcus Rashford becoming a clinical finisher. That is it. In the due course of him becoming a clinical finisher, it will obviously give United a better chance to really take off such chances, you know, because he's missing out on chances. But with Ruud van Nistelrooy at the training ground, I think he can obviously train him on how to become a better finisher, because in football, learning doesn't end. It's like in real life. Bruno Fernandes looking on as you see him there. Then Jadon Sancho, Bennett, and Mason Mount obviously into the training sessions of Manchester United. And Sancho is one of those players that before this summer transfer window ends, he might find himself leaving the club of Manchester United, as teams like Barcelona, Juventus, PSG, Chelsea are really showing huge intent to sign the player. Then Harry Maguire and Toby Collier. Toby Collier is one of the players that we anticipate is going to really get his time, and I believe Erik ten Hag is going to be using the UEFA Europa League to get him more playing time. That is it. Sancho, Marcus Rashford, these are really friends, and we wait to see how they do the needful in the game of Brighton. Scott McTominay, Harry Amaz, and Bennett into the mix, training ahead of the game of Brighton. This is Jadon Sancho, or smiles during the training session for the club of Manchester United, and Carlos Casemiro, a man who wants to obviously regain Erik ten Hag's trust in as far as playing as a CDM for Manchester United is really concerned. Then Erik ten Hag issuing instructions during the training sessions of Manchester United at Carrington before they went in through, and that is Ruud van Nistelrooy obviously doing the due diligence to tell the players what exactly to do ahead of the game of Brighton. So guys, that's what we had for you today, and we call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about Manuel Ugarte delay hint dropped, and it's all about the egos in between Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the owner of PSG. Do you think that will obviously be hastened and will obviously get to a pure accomplishment? And then what do you make about Erik ten Hag saying that they've gone ahead obviously see what they never did right in the game of Fulham, and they want obviously do it better in the game of Brighton? And what's your prediction in the Brighton's game? And who do you think should start into this game of Brighton versus Manchester United? Rokan David is my name. Continue to go into the comment section and tell me your thoughts about this beautiful game of football. Then later we'll come back and obviously see what you guys are all up to. We thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims, barakallahu fikum. The Christians, we cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. And may the living to God bless you and bless you abundantly. The Muslims, barakallahu fikum. 5-finger salute, match day, and we are ready. We are ready like never before. We out.